House culture.
Good morning. My name is Fatboy Slim. My real name is Norman Cook, but you might know me as Fatboy Slim. I'm here to talk about Ashley Beedle. My involvement with the event came from Adam, Ashley's manager, and Joe, his wife, talking about how we could help him. There was a Just Giving page, and they asked me about that, and obviously I just gave. But also I put everybody put the word out, and it was a wonderful example of like human nature. The obviously there's so many people who love him, and everybody chipped in and raised 180 grand, 60 something. Yeah. And then Adam said something about, we were thinking about maybe doing a benefit gig. Would you be up for it? And I went, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, of course, And if you look at the lineup, every single DJ there, they're all his mates. He's been around long enough that he's worked with so many people and been involved with so many people, and every single person he's worked with loves him and would do anything for him, and so that's why we did it. Absolutely. It was a no-brainer, really.
Yeah. And when we spoke to Terry Farley at the event, and my question to him was, everyone is playing for free, and he corrected me saying, we're not playing for free, we're playing for the honour of supporting Ashley.
Yeah. So, I'm sure that Adam putting it together probably had a moment. It's like, I've got way too many DJs. I can fit in 4 rooms and Ministry of Sound. Yeah. But that is just testament to, it's testament A, to what a lovely man Ashley is, but B, it's a testament to the breadth of his experience in the music industry, because he's a DJ, he's a producer, but he's an A&R man, and he over the years, everybody would have worked with him in some shape or form. So it's not like a little clique. No. Ashley's spread within the amount of stuff, his body of work, and the people that he's worked with over the years is just enormous.
Yeah. So how did you first meet Ashley? Can you remember a first experience with him?
I first met Ashley, I can't remember where it was, but he was DJing at a club in London, and I just really dug the music he was playing. And so I went up to him and I went, I really love your stuff. And he went, oh, thanks, man. And we started talking about whatever record he was playing. And I said, I'm kind of in the music. I said, I've got this band called Freak Power. And I think he knew who I was by that point. I said, I've got this band called Freak Power. Would you open for us? Because it was at a time when I sort of came from being in a pop group to being a DJ and to doing dance music. And Freak Power, it was like a live band. I really wanted to keep the connection with club culture. So I really wanted, at gigs where we were allowed, I'd have a DJ supporting us rather than another band. So I just said to Ash, would you come in? And he really liked what Freak Power were doing. And so he used to open for us.
Okay.
He used to, rather than having a support band, we'd have Ashley DJ because it's just his eclectic selection and everything. So that's how we became friends. Mm-hmm. And then just over the years, I don't know how much of it was because we knew each other, but he ended up married to my management.
Oh, okay.
He was married to Katie, who's my manager.
Yeah.
And then we ended up making records together. And then he also Express 2 made Lazy with Skint.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that was through meeting him through me, but he, like you said, he's such a gregarious person and he's such a creative person that there's all these little tendrils of different things that he's done. So there's so many links, and it was only when I was putting my set together, thinking, he remixed me, and then I remixed him. Yeah. And he, the whole Elton John "Are You Ready for Love" thing. It was my label, but he was playing this obscure Elton John record, and he said, we should try and do it. So he talked to his wife, who was managing my label, and said, do you know, it'd be great to put this out again. And luckily we knew someone who knew Elton, and we put that to the thing. So it was Ashley's idea to do the reissue of Are You Ready for Love? And we had a number 1 with that. Yeah. And then there's so many different tendrils. And then he did vocals on one of my albums. Okay. Yeah, we did a track together. Yeah. Which it's like a kind of scar track, so I didn't play at Ministry. But so we ended up making records together. We ended up DJing together. We ended up remixing each other's records, and we're very kindred spirits in terms of our musical taste and our love of music and our attitude to music, and just so many sort of references, so playing at Ministry is an absolute just clusterfuck of all these different people from different parts of your life, united by music and united by Ashley's love of music.
Yeah, it was an incredible event, and like you say, just to pack out all those 4 rooms with the lineups and the DJs that were playing, it really showed a testament to the character that is Ashley. When you're thinking, like you mentioned, putting together your set there, when you're thinking about doing a set like that where there's a real kind of purpose to it, or an underlying notion of a narrative in terms of an individual that you're kind of talking about through your set, through your music, how difficult is it to get your mindset in that, and how different is it from the usual set that you would put together?
Well, it was like a process of thinking what I'm going to play tonight and trying to guess it was a weird one, because I was thinking, is it just going to be all the old boys from the old days? Because obviously me and Ashley are both of a certain age, so I was thinking there would be quite a lot of like older people there, and so I was thinking, do I play to them? But then obviously as a fundraiser, we build me, and so there'd be like Fatboy Slim fans who might not know anything about Ashley, but that was all right. So I don't know, I started in terms of like, well, I've got to play Lazy in one of its forms. I've got, should I play the BPA track? Should I stay or should I go blow? But then I was thinking, but Ashley remixed Star 69, and then so I sort of googled Ashley's remixes, and it's like, well, he remixed My for us, so that'll work as an Ashley reference, but also the kids will know what My is, and so and then it's like, of course, he did Star 69, and then I was thinking, hold on, I could just play an hour of Ashley stuff. So I was thinking, should I play the first hour Ashley stuff and then sort of more populist second hour? And then I was thinking, is that too noisy? I mean, there's a lot of... I mean, again, this is how the thought that Ashley would put into a set. So then in the end, I ended up peppering it rather than doing just an hour of Ashley. But I mean, I could have put together, if it was a radio mix... I could put together a fabulous 2-hour mix just of Ashley Beedle productions and remixes. And I kept thinking, and then there's that. And then, my favourite thing was I finished with Give It, which is an Express 2 record, which wasn't a huge hit, but I think is a really beautiful, really uplifting. And I finished the set with that. And I think it's the first time I've ever played it as a DJ. I always loved it as a tune, but it was never... I didn't think it's not quite dancey enough. It's it's almost a pop record, but it's a really uplifting record. And I love that the crowd just went nuts. And I was sort of going, because like every Ashley tune, I was going, Ashley tune. They're like, okay, Ashley remix, right. And and then that one, it was lovely for a tune that he did 20 years ago to suddenly have a new life, and it's a very emotive, warm tune. So that felt really beautiful. And if you get a chance, check out Give It by Express 2.
It is. I love that track as well. Now I'm even more disappointed that I couldn't hang around to see your set and you finished with that. And it's great that you're able within that set as well to pick out things that you might not necessarily have played before or always wanted to play, like Give It, like you say.
And it's great that obviously so much of what Ash does is so sort of jazzy or hip hoppy or whatever, that wasn't going to fit into my set. But there were, like I said, I played an hour, but I easily could have played 2 hours of Ashley stuff that fits into my current house 4 on the floor set. But then if you wanted to get more eclectic, you could go on for days. I mean, his body of work over the years is just phenomenal. And then I got into his re-edits. I pulled this out, his re-edits album. Which is, there's some great stuff on there. So I mean, there's the size, but also the diversity and the eclectic nature of everything, because he just loves good music. He don't care whether it's cool or not, or what tempo it is, or who made it. He just digs good music, and he likes working on good music.
An absolute what's the word I'm looking for? A credit to the scene.
A credit to the scene,
totally. And and he goes under not necessarily under different guises. He's worked with so many different people as well. Like he's Express 2, Ballistic Brothers, Black Science Orchestra, all of the heavy disco stuff he was doing as well. And it just shows that when you're a fan of good electronic music or soul music or whatever, if you see his name on anything,
it's going to be of a certain quality.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to have a groove, but it's going to be interesting, and probably, he's very good at emotions. He's very good at making something that is emotional and warm. And that is, that's the beautiful thing about music is how it can drive your emotions. And he's very interested in that, rather than just, using the best snare drum, the most current snare drum.
We've talked about the gig, the Ministry of Sound, and we've talked about...
What you really want to know about is actually Stag Night, isn't it? Do you
know?
This is so... Right, so this is so Ashley Beedle. His Stag Night, I'm not going to tell you tales of wild misbehaviour. There was a bit of misbehaviour, it was quite wild, but that wasn't the interesting bit. The interesting bit was that one thing you might not know about Ashley is his favourite song in the world is Wichita Lineman. And he, all through his life, has collected versions of Wichita Lineman. And when he got enough for a C90, he made a mixtape of 90 minutes of different cover versions of Wichita Lineman, which he then gave to all his mates. Yeah. And we were just like, oh, that's brilliant. I kind of like the song after about 6 or 7 versions. But it's like, where did you get all the versions? But obviously he's been a crate digger all his life. Yeah. So he had all these, some obscure, some less, but he had all these different versions of Wichita Lineman. So, and it ran into volume 2. And so for his Stag Night, we're like, we have to make him the version of Wichita Lineman that he hasn't got, that he hasn't discovered yet. So we went in my studio the afternoon of the Stag Night. So the beginning of the Stag Night was us making a cover version of Wichita Lineman purely for Ashley. Yeah. And it was the brains behind it was Tom Cage Baby, who we were working with at the time. He worked out all the chords, which it's quite a complicated song chordally. And then just all our mates just sung one line like we are the world. And I remember I did a particularly outstanding ukulele solo. Wow. For the so and then we presented him a CD that night for his Stag Night of the one version of Wichita Lineman that he didn't have already.
And there's only one version of that exists in the world and the universe. Actually,
while I was talking to you, I was thinking maybe I could, and I'm not sure if I'm sure Ashley still got his copy. I'm not sure if I've probably got a DAT of it somewhere in my vaults. But it was the whole idea was that it was his personal version. Yeah, probably not the best version, but the only version that he would have and no one else would have.
Excellent. And have you got anything else that you'd like to say about Ashley in terms of wishing him well, or
Well, obviously we wish him well. I know that he's feeling the love that's been sent out. And he's sending messages to us all. Just I hope he is comfortable and happy. I hope he feels the love from us, and the healing love, or just the appreciation for his music and for his joyous nature in life.
Excellent. That's a perfect place to end. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Cool. That was great.
You got all excited about the Stag Night, didn't you? You thought you were going to hear something a bit more raunchy.
Here we go. Yeah.